Today we're going to be reacting to Dana White's take on who should be pound for pound number one in the UFC. Just quickly, my definition or how I see pound for pound is it's based on how active you are. Have you fought the best of the best currently in your division? Stuff like that. What else would I consider that? Yeah, that's probably about it. How active you've been recently and the level of opponents you've faced. That's completely different from the GOAT conversation, by the way. The GOAT, in my opinion, takes your entire career, your resume as a whole, and what you have on all your accomplishments. So that those are the difference. Pound for pound is current. GOAT is all time. Let's listen to what Dana White has to say.
If he goes to heavyweight and gets that third belt, is he number one then?
You're not wrong. He's another guy that has moved up and is willing to move up to heavyweight. So for all those that don't know what the pound for pound means, that's what it means.
You don't know what pound for pound means. You're the only one that doesn't understand what pound for pound means. You, no one else, you don't get it. Also, that's a lie, because your current pound for pound number one is Islam Makhachev, who hasn't moved up. So, a lie. That's not true. Now, does moving divisions help your case? Yes, absolutely. But that's not the be-all and end-all. Like I said, it's how active you are and who you've beaten recently. The reason why Islam Makhachev is now pound for pound number one is off a fight that you promoted. You promoted it as whoever won it was going to be pound for pound number one. And when he beat Volkanovski in that fight that was promoted as whoever wins is pound for pound number one, he still didn't get it. But that is why Islam Makhachev, his activity and who he's faced, that is why he's on that list. He beat a pound for pound. In his last 5 fights, who's he beaten? He's beat Volk twice, was pound for pound number one. Both times he beat him, I'm pretty sure. He's beaten Oliveira for the title in the pound for pound rankings. He's beaten Dustin Poirier, a top 5 in his division's history. That's why this guy is currently pound for pound number one. But anyway, continue.
Guys like that. But still, as long as John Jones is still in the conversation and talking, John Jones has never lost.
Lie, he lost to Matt Hamill. Lie, he was disqualified.
The thing about John Jones, you can say whatever you want about him. His lifestyle outside the octagon, it's not like this guy was, checking, had the greatest nutritionists and was, it's quite the opposite of what happened with John Jones outside the octagon, and he's never lost a fight. It's just a...
What is his obsession currently with John Jones? Like, continue.
Whole nother level. I mean, that's why I think this is the problem with the conversation that we're having here and why people aren't giving John Jones the respect for pound.
They're asking you about Alex Pereira. Why are you talking about John Jones? They're asking you about Alex Pereira. He's just damaging his own fighters. He done this at the 302 press conference for Islam Makhachev. What are you getting out of this? I don't get it. Like, you're just ruining your future stars. John Jones is out of here after the Stipe fight, which is a sham of a fight anyway.
This fucking guy destroyed the best heavyweight in the division.
Lie. He didn't destroy the best heavyweight. The best heavyweight was Ngannou. Ngannou beat Cyril Gane before John Jones beat him. Lie. Gane has never been the best heavyweight. Lie.
Easily made it look like nothing. John Jones is the pound for pound best fighter in the world and the greatest fighter fucking ever. Period.
Greatest fighter ever. Yes, I 100% agree. John Jones is the GOAT. Right now, he's not. I could literally... Well, actually, we'll get into that.
End of story.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but he hasn't fought in a long time. But, in Stipe, or in a longer time.
He got hurt.
I get it. I'm not criticizing.
He was trying to fight.
I'm just saying.
No, he wasn't. He's had one fight in, 3 years? Where was he after the Dominic Reyes fight? Where was he then? Where was he? Bulking up to heavyweight. Like the MMA guru said, he was just avoiding the fight with Ngannou. He wasn't... It's not just, he's just been so active and just this past year after the Stipe fight, he's became injured. Not true. Just isn't true. The guy's had one fight in 3 years. He wasn't injured that entire time. Another lie.
Yeah, well, it's not like he's just fucking sitting around and doesn't...
Yes, he did.
Came to fight.
After the Dominic Reyes fight, he literally just sat there. He sat out. Yes, he did.
The first injury he's ever had. And listen to me. I'm not defending John Jones. You know what I mean? John Jones has been...
then what are you doing right now? You've defended John Jones the past 2 post-fight press conferences at these after these big events. All you've done is just continue to glaze him. Why? Yes, you are. You're defending him right now.
One of my biggest fucking headaches in the entire time that I've been in this company, right? And you know, the guy hasn't been the model, fighter in the company. No matter what you think of John Jones, he's the fucking best ever, and he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
So, how do you not get this? He is the GOAT. No one's arguing with you that he isn't the GOAT, but he is not currently the pound for pound number 1. It doesn't make sense. How can he be?
He's the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
Well,
Lie.
except that he hasn't fought in the last year, so he's not.
Because he got hurt. He
Right,
got
but
injured.
If you don't,
If you were coming into a fight,
Why is he getting
you
so
fucking
angry?
got hurt, that means you're not the pound for pound best fighter in the world anymore? How does that even make sense? It doesn't make sense.
when he fights,
Right? If he was sitting
Because in the last, 3-4 years, he's had 1 fight. He wasn't injured that entire time, so that's a lie. After the Dominic Reyes fight, he took time off to bulk to heavyweight. Took quite a long time to do that, actually, to be honest. Funny enough, came back as soon as Ngannou dipped. But it's not like he's been active and he's just became injured. He was inactive, had a fight, went back to being in, and then he got injured. So, inactive, fought, injured. So, he hasn't been injured the whole time.
getting arrested and running around or whatever, and you're like, well, John Jones is inactive. I'd say, maybe you're right, but
What about
as
before?
an educated adult who knows the fight business, you cannot deny that while John Jones is active, he is the greatest fighter in the world.
did I not say that?
Yes, I don't know what you're arguing about.
He's not active. What part of this does Dana White not get? No one is arguing that he's not the best of all time. No one is arguing that. But he's not pound for pound number 1. He is not the pound for pound number 1.
Here, I don't even know how.
And fair play to this media guy who's actually standing up and having a bit of a rebuttal with Dana White, because a lot of guys just glaze Dana White and wouldn't put their opinion across. So fair play to the guy.
We're in this conversation. Where are the helicopters when you need them?
Because you're screaming and hollering. Well, let's change to a better topic then.
So, yeah, Dana White just doesn't understand the GOAT and the pound for pound conversation. That's just what we've gathered from this. I'm just going to finish up by saying there are currently, 5 fighters I would probably have above John Jones in the pound for pound rankings. My pound for pound rankings go Islam at 1, Alex in at 2, Leon Edwards in at 3, Pantoja in at 4. Pantoja has beaten more than half of the guys in the top 10 of his division, and he's active. And then you could probably have John Jones in at 5 if you wanted to then. Maybe. I would maybe have Sean O'Malley over him. But I don't know if I'm just hating now for the sake of hating. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.